What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope all you're having a great day so far today. Um, Getting into this episode of GH. Listen, I love the conversation that Dante and Cody had because I like the fact that Cody owned up to his mistakes. Like, the fact that he feels like he made Sasha's leaving town about himself. You know what I mean? But I do feel like he just need to go to her and tell her how he feel. Like, no, I don't want you to go. I want you to stay here. Let's, build something together. Like, let's see where this thing between you and I can go. That's why I said before, I feel like him and Sasha just need to go out of town, or maybe he could talk her into taking a little vacation by herself, maybe. You know what I'm saying? To get her mind right, and she come back to Port Charles refreshed, and they could see where things go. She could still rebuild her life in PC. Um, I think a vacation is due for her, though. And also, I feel like Cody needs to man up in another way. He needs to finally tell Mac that him and Mac are father and son. Like he keeps thinking, oh, I don't want to hurt Mac that way, but keeping this secret and, making it go longer than what it needed to go, and it shouldn't have went at all. But the more he keeps this secret, the longer he keeps it, the worse the hurt is going to be. You know what I mean? I feel like Mac is an understanding guy. I think Mac will embrace him. He might be a little upset at first, maybe, but I think he'll embrace Cody, and I think Felicia will. Maxie, on the other hand, that's a whole nother story. That's a wild card. I don't know how Maxie will react to it, but I know Mac and Felicia will embrace him, I'm sure. Um, you know, I think he should just pull the plug and just go ahead and just tell Mac. What the only reason he lied in the first place was simply because he wanted some money, but now that that's not a factor anymore, there's nothing really stopping him from telling that man the truth. Tell him the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's pull the Band-Aid off and get this shit over with. I still hate the fact that Dante's on administrative leave. I can't stand it. Like, a good detective like that on administrative leave over some nonsense, it's ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. Laura, whoever, somebody need to step in and make some phone calls and fix this nonsense. All these people got power and stuff between Sonny, Laura, Jordan. Y'all all got some fucking power. You know what I'm saying? Two of them got power on the legal side. Sonny got power on the illegal side. Make something happen. Get that man off that damn administrative leave. Flex child authority. So anyway, moving on from that. Diane and Robert. The merry-go-round. I'm so over this right now, and I really was interested in seeing where this thing with Diane and Robert was going to go, but it's starting to irritate my soul because this miscommunication they keep having is back and forth. I respect the fact that Diane is a woman of a particular age. She ain't got time to play games with nobody. I can respect that. Diane is no nonsense, and she feels like she's tired of the back and forth between her and Robert. Every time she turn around, something from the past keep popping up with him, and she feel like he keep putting her off to the side or whatever. And I feel like, and I get where she coming from, but I think Diane needs to be patient with Robert. This is a man who has been in an on and off relationship with Holly Sutton for years. On and off, on and off, on and off. And when they were off, during that time, he was running around doing missions for the WSB. He was always busy working. You know what I'm saying? So either he was with Holly or he was working so much. That man hasn't dated or courted a woman, I'm sure, in a long time. I'm pretty sure he probably don't even remember how to date. You know what I'm saying? She needs to be patient with him. I don't think he's trying to do whatever she accusing him of doing on purpose. I don't think he's trying to play her. I don't think he's trying to put her to the side. I don't think he's doing any of these things on purpose. I think he's just a man who is also of a particular age, who has been, like I said, in an on and off relationship with a woman for years, a woman who has been in his system for so long, and he just recently broke up with her for good, maybe. And I say maybe because, you never know what the future holds. But he just broke up with a woman that, most likely was the love of his life. You can't expect this man to know all the right things to say and do when he's trying to date, seeing as how he hasn't dated in a long time. You know what I'm saying? She got to be a little bit patient with him, and exercise that. Like, you got to exercise some patience. If you can't, maybe they just need to be friends and colleagues or whatever and go about their business and go do something else. So moving on from that, That whole scene with Alexis pissed me off. I'm gonna tell you why. It was looking like it was disastrous at first. Like I really thought Judge Kim wasn't gonna play into her little blackmail or whatever. Like he was just, the way he stormed out and stuff, and the way he threw shade at her law career. He threw some shade. He said, "I could see why you were disbarred." I said, "Okay, Judge Kim, you got a little you got a little sass to you, okay." Um, I thought it didn't work, but now come to find out, she got a contact at the federal building. They talking about, oh, he's considering, reducing Drew's sentence or whatever. I'm like, are you serious? That bullshit actually worked? You got to be kidding me. I hate this for Alexis. Like, that fucking privilege is just rearing its ugly head. I say, you got to be kidding me. Judge Kim, you should have stayed firm and just called her bluff and let her post whatever she wanted to post about you. I wouldn't have reduced shit because the man was guilty. I wouldn't have reduced the damn thing. And my thing about Alexis is she want to keep talking about how much she missed being a lawyer and this, that, and the other. If you miss being a lawyer so much, why don't you just call in some favors and get your law degree back? Not law degree, but get your law license back. Get that back. You know what I'm saying? And go back to practicing law. Because it's obvious she missed the hell out of it, and I could totally understand why, because she did it, for a long ass time. And she was always, proud of her career. That law career pretty much defined Alexis for a long time. I'm glad she got her second win, but if she really feel like being a lawyer is her calling for the rest of her life, then she needs to explore the option of getting back into it. Ain't nothing wrong with going back to your first love. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Go back to it. Especially, I think also her reasoning for going back, she didn't retire from being a lawyer. She didn't leave on her own volition. She was basically, kicked out. You know what I'm saying? She didn't leave on her own terms. It's not like, how people just leave a career after 30, 40 years on their own terms. It didn't work out that way for her. She was booted the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? So I think that kind of messes with her too. You didn't go out on your own. You know what I mean? So I think she might want to redeem herself and get her shit back and go back to busting ass in the courtroom. Can't say I blame her, but if that's what she want to do, I say go back and do it. Anyway, moving on from that. I did not feel bad for Drew when they was about to haul his ass back to Pettinville. I said good riddance, good go. I did love the little update that Liz was giving him about the boys, because Lil Aiden talking about going to a little cooking school or baking school or something like that in Paris. I said, oh, I'm happy for him. That sounds pretty hot, moving to Paris to go, join the culinary field. I think that's pretty dope. And I think he'd make a dope ass pastry chef, or just a regular chef if that's what he want to be. I think he'd be pretty cool at it, and I think that'd be a pretty good career for him. He could open up his own little bakery or something. You know how on Days of Our Lives they got Sweet Bits? He could open up his little bakery in Port Charles or something. I think that'd be hot. I'm surprised that Elizabeth is actually cool with Jake dating little Charlotte. I'm like, maybe that's because she don't know what the rest of us know about that little girl. Because I think once Elizabeth find out about all her shenanigans, I think Elizabeth might change her tune. Because you do not want your son with that girl. I'm just saying, she got some screws loose up there. She a little ticky boom up here. So Elizabeth, I would keep tabs on that little relationship. I'm just saying. Speaking of little Charlotte, I'm glad Laura had a conversation with her. I enjoyed that conversation. I think it was a minor little breakthrough. I think Laura gonna have some more work to do on her, but I think that was good for the first little session. It felt like a little therapy session in a weird way, but I enjoyed it because Laura, talked to Charlotte on a relatable level, because Laura, felt like she could relate to Charlotte. She was like, shit, I was a teenager once. You know what I'm saying? Like, I rebelled, I did this, I did that, I made mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So I enjoyed that. She was speaking to her from that point of view. Like, listen, whatever you going through, whatever you feel, I done went through it as a teenager. I mean, for me, I was thinking to myself, well, I ain't burned down bitches' houses or nothing like that, but I did some rebellious things myself as a teenager, but I wasn't out here tearing up people's hotel rooms and trashing their home, burning the bitch to the ground or nothing. But I can relate on some level, just not that arson shit. I'm just saying. We don't do arson over here. But I'm glad that she, kind of maybe got through to her a little bit or whatever. And you could definitely tell Charlotte wanted to be honest with her about what's going on. But I think she kind of froze up at that point and decided not to go deeper into how she feels, especially about Anna, because you could tell she feels a certain way. You know what I mean? And that's what irritates me with Valentine. Every time he meets with Anna, it frustrates me because I'm like, does he really have that low of an opinion of her, or how she may react to something? Because I'm like, sir, tell her what you suspect of your daughter. I think it'll be beneficial for Anna to know this information because maybe then Anna can go to her, sit down, have a conversation. I think that would be best if Laura, Valentine, Anna, and Charlotte sit down, have a group conversation, and Anna can reassure this girl, listen, I ain't trying to take your dad from you. I'm not trying to come in between y'all. I'm just trying to, fit into y'all world. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see where I fit into y'all lives. I'm not trying to, separate the two of you. Try to reassure her. I think that might help. You know what I'm saying? But Valentine, of course, want to keep secrets. I'm like, sir, you gotta do better. You gotta do better. So moving on from that, everything Kevin said to Spencer today is pretty much what Trina was saying to Spencer yesterday. His place in Ace's life is not going to be as huge as the boy get older. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're still going to be a presence, but it's going to start to be a reduced presence because everything we saw with Esme today was her pretty much exercising her parental rights. She didn't even want Spencer in the damn doctor's room with them. You know what I'm saying? And Spencer talking about, oh, well, that's not going to happen. Oh, this ain't going to happen. Oh, I'm going to still be a part of his life. I'm going to this. Spencer, listen to Kevin, listen to Trina. You need to start thinking about the future and what the future looks like for you. You know what I mean? Start thinking about you right now. Get your shit together. Ain't nothing wrong with being there for Ace and stuff like that. See, I feel like Laura, Nicholas, when he comes back, and Spencer, I think all of them need to have a group therapy session as a family. As a family, I think they do because I think all of them have abandonment issues. Nicholas has abandonment issues because Laura, he probably still feel like Laura abandoned him. Laura has those issues because she still is hurt over the fact that she feel like she abandoned her son and left him with the Cassadines. You know what I'm saying? Plus the years that she missed out with, her other two children. And Spencer feels abandoned by his father. I think they all need to have a group therapy session. I think they do. I think they need to have a healing moment. But Spencer needs to listen to Kevin. At the end of the day, Esme holds all the power when it comes to Ace. She's the sole parent in his life right now. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if Spencer is thinking that he's going to make some type of play in court for this child, he needs to get his life together. That's why, Trina was telling him, you need to figure out what your life is going to look like because you not going to sit here and file no type of paperwork against this girl for custody or visitation or whatever you think you want to do at some point and think a judge is going to side with you when you ain't got nothing to show. All you got is a trust fund. That's all you bring to the table. You need to bring stability to this child. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Spencer need to get his shit together at this point. And I think he needs to listen to Kevin because Kevin made a lot of sense. Him and Esme have nothing in common except that little boy. That's the only thing they got in common is that child. Spencer needs to get it together at the end of the day. That's how I feel. But anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me all know what you all thought about this episode. I will see you all later. Hope you all have a great night. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Have fun. Watch some horror movies. I love Halloween time. I love October, fall season. This is like one of my, besides spring, this is like one of my favorite times of the year. I just love to kick back, drink me some hot chocolate, some coffee, whatever. Eat some popcorn, watch me some good horror movies. I love it. So I hope you all enjoy. I'll see you all later. Peace.